Happy holidays, everybody, from the 3324 podcast. Going to spend a little bit of time talking about Christmas music. Hopefully, you're having a great holiday season, happy and safe, and listening to Christmas music. If you do, I found that listening to Christmas music on the radio just isn't what it used to be. Most of the stations that play holiday music throughout on a consistent basis are pretty much those light FM stations, and they literally only have 25 or so songs, if that they just cycle through those same songs over and over and over, and that's all you hear. And it gets pretty tiring. So I tend to stay away from the radio stations during the holiday season, and I tend to seek out and listen to some full Christmas albums by some artists. So I'm going to run down just these are it's not a top five, but just five albums that maybe you might want to be aware of. These are all available. I'm going to show you the vinyl, but they're all available on streaming. So you can go to Spotify or iTunes, wherever you get your music, and you'll be able to listen to and enjoy these. So the first one I want to talk about came out in 1984, and that's the Mannheim Steamroller Christmas. Really kind of the start of New Age music back in the 80s, which was kind of a fusion of classical music played with kind of modern instruments and utilizing the technology of keyboards and all that kind of stuff. And Mannheim Steamroller, this album came out, and this was a monster when it came out in 1984. Really, actually, for New Age music, it's actually a pretty close fusion of New Age, but with a lot of traditional stuff. It's actually quite traditional sounding. It's all instrumental. There's no vocals. This is a strictly instrumental album, which is really great if you're wrapping gifts or if you're entertaining and you want something on in the background. Mannheim Steamroller Christmas is great to have on just as background music. It's not going to be too intrusive, but there's a lot of familiar stuff on there. And like I said, it's also done in a traditional way. They don't new age it up too much. The first song might put you off. If you can get through that, they really get into more of a traditional feel while using the modern day instrumentation and production techniques. So it's a really nice album from them. Next up, from 1963, the Andy Williams Christmas album. Andy Williams and Christmas are synonymous. Throughout the 60s, early 70s, Andy Williams would put out a holiday special on television each year. He's just one of those classic holiday voices that you've become used to. Most namely known for The Most Wonderful Time of the Year, and then the song also Happy Holidays. Both of those songs are on this album, so that's why I'm recommending this. This one came out in 1963, actually hit number one on the charts for 5 weeks. It was number one. So this is a really great album. This is, if you're looking for that classic Christmas sound, look no further than Andy Williams. I believe he put out like a total of 7 Christmas albums. This one is really the top. So if you're looking to get some just classic holiday music in, really great arrangements, a really easy listen, and all the songs you pretty much know. So go with Andy Williams, the Andy Williams Christmas album. There's another one that looks like this, the cover. It's green, but that's not it. Make sure you get the red cover of the Andy Williams Christmas album. Next up, from 1962, this is kind of the Ray Conniff Singers. Ray Conniff and the Ray Conniff Singers. We Wish You a Merry Christmas. This came out in 1962. Ray Conniff is kind of a conductor, producer, arranger, and he organized a group of 12 women and 13 men to be the Ray Conniff Singers. This is the kind of music, honestly, you would hear this in department stores back in the day. It's really poppy. With 13 men and 12 women, it's that big chorus sound and that big kind of poppy music sound. And Ray Conniff really does it well. This one, We Wish You a Merry Christmas, is a great release. Jolly Old St. Nicholas is one of the highlights. Obviously Deck the Halls, 12 Days of Christmas. There's a lot of great stuff on here, but just really, this is a great background one too. It's not going to challenge you too much if you want to have something that's in the back while you're entertaining and just something light and breezy. Ray Conniff is going to be the way to go. You're not going to miss with him. The last two albums are kind of sit down now. I would challenge you to these are ones you want to sit down and kind of enjoy and relax with and check out. And this one, I ran into it a couple of years ago, and I'm glad I did, because it's one of my favorite Christmas albums of all time. It has quickly shot to the top, and it's from 1965, and it's the Ventures Christmas album. Again, from 1965. If you don't know anything about the Ventures, they're an instrumental group, so this is all instrumental. But they were purveyors of that twangy surf guitar sound. So they used to do a lot of the early surf music, and then they would also do instrumental kind of surfy covers of popular tunes on their records as well. So you would get an album by the Ventures, which would have some of their originals, and then they would just cover pop hits of the day instrumentally in the Venture style. And this album is that plus. You've got Christmas song. They're all Christmas songs. Jingle Bell Rock, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, etc., etc. The great thing that the Ventures did on this album is they mashed up the Christmas song and they matched it to a popular hit from the 60s. So you've got Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but it's also matched with the Beatles song I Feel Fine. So that iconic guitar lick that starts the Beatles I Feel Fine is meshed with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Other influences in here, like the Zombies you can hear. There's a whole bunch of other, it's kind of really fun to play Spot the Musical Influence because they really mash up artists from the 60s and their popular songs and incorporate it into a Christmas album. This is just it's a fun listen to. So this one might be one that if you're driving and you want to listen to something interesting, check out the Ventures Christmas album. It's a great one. Finally, last but certainly not least, this one, Nat King Cole, the Christmas album. You're not going to go wrong with Nat King Cole. I mean, this album paired with Bing Crosby's Merry Christmas are probably the two greatest Christmas albums ever. This came out in 1963, kind of a rebrand. Nat King Cole officially only made one Christmas album, which was called The Magic of Christmas in 1960. But everybody seems to know this album, and this is the one I grew up with listening to. So this is kind of like a retitle and a rearranging of the songs, but this has got it. This has the jazz feelings of Nat King Cole, the jazz arrangements. This is just a great album if you're just sitting around and you want that warm winter feeling. If you're wrapping gifts or you're just sitting with friends and want something to listen to that everybody can enjoy, you're not going to go wrong with the Christmas song by Nat King Cole. This one is this is the tops. It doesn't get much better, much sweeter sounding, jazzier, and easier to listen to this. So that's going to do it for just 5 quick albums that you can listen to during the holidays. In no particular order, but a lot of fun stuff there. Something a little different, maybe some off the beaten track and some that you know. But either way, we want you to have a happy holiday season and enjoy and go listen to some music, won't you?